So over the years, I've spoken a lot about the hypocrisy of Jimmy Kimmel throughout his career. A man who used to be a decent, non-PC comedian has turned to the dark side and become a puppet for the liberal media. Quite frankly, almost every single late-night talk show host is damn near unbearable at this point. Aside from Conan, most of these guys are being played like a piano by these network executives who have them by the balls. It's like when you sign that contract, you're quite literally signing away a piece of your heart and a piece of your soul, and all of a sudden you can never be credible ever again. Because people like Jimmy Kimmel never seem to have an objective lens when it comes to the perspective of the world around them, at least going based off of what he's forced to say on his shitty show. Everything in their life and the way they view things always has to be black and white. It has to be this or that, and there can never be any room for compromise. And this can be a very dangerous game to play in a world where quite literally every topic from sports to masks has become political. This is how a good majority of people are moving around these days. You're either with me or you're against me. But still, I'm under the belief that there's a lot of outliers, more like myself, who tend to sit on the fence, not really being able to completely go with one side or the other, and really just dying for someone more logical and more concrete to represent us. Behind all the smoke and mirrors, anyone involved in or pushing the more extreme views of either side has what we call main character syndrome, a type of narcissism where a person basically views their life as a movie with them being the main character. In one word, this makes these types of individuals selfish and unable to wrap their head around why someone could possibly have a different opinion or outlook that doesn't favor them. Of course, people from all walks of life suffer from this disorder, and of course are going to be vocal about what they want and how they think the world should be ran. And with social media becoming more and more prominent, there's more and more people falling ill to this mental illness. And maybe it's just human nature. When you're a baby, if you want something, your first instinct is to cry. Whether you shit your diaper and you need a change, or you just want your baba, that's the way you communicate. That's your first instinct. And I guess some people can never really evolve past that. I say all of this because the media takes a massive hand in this alteration in society, and Jimmy Kimmel is yet another one of these talking heads. He hosted the Emmys the other night, an event almost nobody watched, but this clip has been circulating the web ever since. When I say Jimmy is pandering here, that's really an understatement. This is some downright bootlicking being done here. So Anthony Anderson comes out, he's got one of those modern day James Harden beards, and he's just prepared for this panda fest. And it's supposed to be a bit, but it went horribly cringe very fast.
You know, we have a record number of Black Emmy nominees this year, which is great. This is the part where the white people start to applaud. Oh.
So let me get this straight. The guy who used to do blackface now feels so much white guilt that he probably goes home and prays to the Wakanda gods every single night. You gotta love it. I mean, the title of the video itself is Anthony Anderson was looking forward to the blackest Emmys ever. So I guess we really should have seen this coming.
Would have been so black, it would have been like hot sauce in your purse black. It would have been Howard University homecoming black. It would have been you fit the description black.
So does this guy think black people are just at home saying, hell yeah, preach it, Anthony Anderson? You know, when a movement reaches this point is when a lot of people like myself choose to disassociate because it all starts to become a real shit show. People are fighting for equality when they should really be fighting for equity, fighting for ownership and education. Why do you think Asian people have come in and done so well in this country, despite making up such a small percentage? In the 40s, we were literally locking them up in cages, and now they're considered to be in the upper class of society in America when it comes to economics. Their entire families pitch in to invest in not only businesses and real estate, but also education. Standing up for yourself is one thing, but having a victim mentality your entire life will never get you anywhere.
We would have had speeches quoting our great poets like Maya Angelou, Langston Hughes, Cardi B.
Look, we get it, man. You love to be black. I can't even imagine if someone of any other race did this. You know, the whole time he's just belittling Jimmy simply for being white, while the cuck just stands there and takes it like the puppet he is. Don't get me wrong, racists deserve the hands, but why would you want to treat someone who historically understands and supports your movement like this? Should he have to apologize for being white just because white people at one time enslaved blacks? That's a little bit ridiculous.
Don't white-splain it to me, Jimmy. I'm still rooting for everybody black, because black stories, black performances, and black lives matter.
So there's what a room full of writers could come up with. There's a multi-million-dollar production, and they're so incredibly out of touch. This level of pandering comes off as so disingenuous, it's laughable. Even people who are all out BLM have to admit this is a beyond cringy representation of the movement. You know, this really doesn't help anyone gain any sort of understanding of what the movement is trying to really accomplish. Cause that's the overall goal with something like this, right? Or at least it should be, to inform the naysayers and try and help people understand where you're coming from and convince them why they've been thinking wrong. If anything, this just feeds into what the other side hates. But compassion and conversation has been dead when it comes to these political topics long ago.
Say it with me, Jimmy. Black lives matter. Louder, Jimmy.
Black lives matter.
Louder, Jimmy. Say it so that Mike Pence can hear it.
Black lives matter.
Jesus Christ, that was hard to sit through. And the fact that there was no audience really exposed how cringy this all truly was. I really wish there could be more understanding for one another in this country, not just this mindless bullshit being spewed to the public. I mean, they use this shit to control people, and I think it's fucked up because the masses are so easily brainwashed. Look, if you're getting your political advice from Jimmy Kimmel, you're doing it wrong. I'm not here to really give advice to anyone. You can believe whatever you want. I'm always here to take a more objective look at things, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this hardcore pandering down below. All this stuff is getting ridiculous at this point, guys. We'll see what the finale of this year 2020 really is. I know something big is coming. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.